Hello, Nernetians. God, I don't know what I just said. Hello, Nernetians. My name is Josh, aka Ultraplayer, welcoming you to DBL D-League Week 6 is what we're going to go with. I believe that's right. I am super tired. Your New York Metagross came off a win last week against somebody. Golf and Goal Bats. And this week we turn our attention to the Nebraska Noiverns and Blaze Templar. He is 1-4. He came into the season after the St. Louis Talonflames, I believe, left. Or no, he replaced the Miami Infernape. Anyway, not important. What is important is we have to face him, and we have a team to go over. So he didn't really do any free agency trades, I believe. I believe he just took what took over the team and just rolled with it. So he started off 0-4, which isn't the best, but he did come off a win last week against Stab, and he played okay. So cannot underestimate him. Should never underestimate your opponent. I'm really tired. I just woke up. I am still really cranky, but that's not the point. Let's just skip to his team. His team is below. His first mon is the Mega Alakazam, which is a monstrous threat. Huge, huge, huge threat. Scary how big of a threat it is. Better get that out of the way. Huge threat. Can run Modest if he wants, but I expect him to run Timid to outspeed some of my Scarpers. Because I know he can outspeed a Scarf Serena if he's Timid, and a Scarf Mass Rip if he's Timid. So I can really see him running Timid over Modest, but nonetheless, he has insane coverage. He has insane power with 175 base special attack, and I do not have the best switch-ins to this. No one has the best switch-ins to this, and it's really, really scary. Going forward, there's no doubt in my mind that he's not bringing it. He has major fourth move syndrome, though. He'll want a Psychic move. He'll want Shadow Ball for Mesprit, or something. He'll want Thunderbolt to hit Vaporeon and Skarmory. He'll want Flash Cannon to hit Sylveon and 2-hit KO with BizDev version, which can take 2 Psyshocks or 2 Psychics. He'll want... What else did I say he wanted? I know he wanted something else. Oh, he'll want a move like Substitute for the trio, so that he can avoid the Sucker Punch, which I'm not even bringing Sucker Punch this week, so joke's on him. Although I should. I don't know what I have in my last move slot. Is the trio? I might not have anything. Whoops. If we don't have anything, we'll put nice Sucker Punch in. I'm super tired, guys. I just finished this team, and yeah. So, Mega Alakazam, fourth move syndrome, huge threat. I'm tired. What else is new? He has a Volcanion, very devastating wall breaker. Water, Fire has insane coverage, on all honesty. There's only 2 types being able to really take it on, and even then, it gets coverage to take it on. It gets hidden power to take those 2 types on, being Water and Dragon. It gets all kinds of coverage. He has enough power to just power through them anyway. It's really hard to take this thing on. Very slow though, not too bulky on the special side. I think last week he ran an Assault Vest variant. I'm sorry, my nail kind of came off. This is also one of his Z Crystal users, which means he can fire off huge Hydro Vortexes or Inferno Overdrives if he wants, or I believe he might be running a Acid Downpour variant to hit my Sylveon, even though that's not going to be my wall. He can run a Bloom Doom variant to take on my Vaporeon, which is probably more likely. That's obviously my switch into it, because he can't do crap to me without Bloom Doom. He has a Breloom. Breloom's kind of a threat to my team, to an extent. I know I have some mons I can handle it, but it can be pretty obnoxious depending on its set. Last week he ran, I think he ran Spore, Toxic Orb, Spore, Focus Punch, or something like that. and it did work for him. It actually is the reason why he won. Can be a bit of a threat. I'm actually thinking about changing my team right now and putting something up. I don't know, I'll think about it. I don't know how likely he is to bring it just because I do have an Alolan Marowak that can wall it. Which I'm not even bringing because I'm good at the game. Although he does have rock coverage. Super tired. Don't even know what I'm doing. He has a Kyurem. Let's just keep moving. He has a Kyurem, his other Z Crystal Mon user. Very big threat. Not the best switch-ins to it. I mean, I do have a Sylveon, but that's going to be running it. I don't know how well that's going to be able to switch into it. Blaze Templar ready. Huge threat. Specs Dracos are going to be really hard to switch into, especially, and even worse is going to be Devastating Drakes. So that's something I gotta watch out for. Though I do expect a Specs variant. Ice Beam, Flash Cannon, Earth Power can run mixed with Outrage, can run Subroost, which would be very obnoxious, to be honest. Subroost would be a very big pain in the butt, but I do have a Sylveon in general, and I can take a hit if it is leftovers, so. He has a Galvantula, his Sticky Web Setter. Shut down by Alolan Marowak. He can bring Sticky Webs, but I have a counterplay to that. And I do have Hazard Removal, so I don't know how likely he is to bring that. Fastest Mon on his team outside of Alakazam before his speed just drops to 95. He could bring it, because he would like to have some of his wall breakers be faster than my team, but it's not too big of a problem. He has a Blastoise, a bulky water that can reliably switch into a lot of my attacks, because I don't think I'm... because the only... Well, I do have two Mons. I do have a Grass and Electric type, but I don't really... They don't really match up the best against his team, so I don't really think he'll fear them too much. But it can switch into a lot of attacks. It's a bulky water, as Rapid Spin, as Foresight, as Toxic, as Scald. It's kind of passive because it's not too strong, but it's still there. He has a Toxicroak. Pretty big threat to my team, just because it kind of handles my wall core, depending on what set he brings. I fully expect a special set, which Vaporeon can 100% take on. But if he's physical set, I do have Skarmory to take that on. Kind of a threat. Just have Sucker Punch, so he doesn't have to worry too much about Dugtrio trapping him. So there's that. Can run Swords Dance, can run Nasty Plot, can run a Life Orb, 4 attacks, all kinds of stuff. I've faced him before, and it can be a threat if you let it set up. Here's a Drapion, another mon that can be a threat if you let it set up. Base 95 speed, can run Swords Dance, Agility, can run Fizz Def, has access to Toxic Spikes, I believe. Only one weakness being ground, so that's kind of interesting to it's pretty interesting. Sorry, I'm watching him talk to me on my phone. So that's Drapion. Usually a physical attacker doesn't have very good special attack. Typically a setup sweeper or defensive or toxic spike setter. He's a Registeel, probably the biggest problem on his team. Switches into a multitude of my Mon, and if he's Cursed Registeel, that can be a problem. But I do have Skarmory, so I don't know if he'll bring that. Super bulky, no reliable recovery outside of Rest, can run Thunder Wave, can run Iron Head, can run Seismic Toss, can run Toxic, Rest Talk, Curse, Earthquake. I've used it before. I like Registeel, just as a fat piece of fat. Grand Bull, another Mon I've used before. Fairy type, tanks physical hits like no other. Great attack, very low speed, very good coverage, has Thunder Wave, has Heal Bell. Very underrated Mon in this format. And Claydol, finally. It's a Claydol, and it's shit. Claydol is shit, and don't use it. It has good coverage, though. I do have ways to handle it if it does decide to come as a Rapid Spin supporter, I guess. So, that is his team, very quickly. Very horribly, because I'm super tired. Let's just get into my team before... Oh, so Whoops. So we have a Vaporeon. Fully Spadef to take on special hits from the Toxicroak. To take on hits from the Volcanion. To take on hits from the Cura. To take on hits from the Walrus, or Blastoise, I'm sorry. To take on Claydol. We really need all the Spadef to take on stuff, especially like Volcanion and Cura. Although, I plan on switching this in on Volcanion immediately, and then switching the hell out. Expecting Bloom Doom. Scald, Hidden Power, Psychic, Toxic Wish. Here's the problem with Vaporeon. He has a Volcanion with Water Absorb. He has a Toxicroak with Dry Skin, and he has a Mega Alakazam which can trace my Water Absorb. So I have Hidden Power Psychic to destroy Toxicroak after a bit of chip damage. Volcanion, unless it's sub, and even still, if it's sub, it's losing coverage moves, and then it can't beat everything on the team. Same with Mega Alakazam. If it's running sub, it can't really avoid the Toxic, or it can avoid the Toxic, but then it's losing coverage. I can hopefully beat all these down. If it's a physical Toxicroak, then I won't stay in on it, and I probably won't really worry too much about it. I do expect Toxicroak to be able to think he can reliably switch into this. As I go for Psychic, he can just bop. Or Hidden Power Psychic and just bop it. I am so freaking tired, you have no idea. So yeah, keeping this from being walled by 3 members of his team, which I fully expect him to bring, is kind of difficult. So we're not running Protect, which I'm probably going to regret in this match. We're not running Baton Pass, we're not running Heal Bell, we're just running Spadef, Scald to hit most everything, Hidden Power Psychic for Toxicroak, Toxic for Zam or Volcanion, and then just wish to stay healthy. We come back to bite us in the butt, but this is what we gotta do. Just max Spadef. I have to have it. We have our Hitmonlee. This is our Rapid Spin supporter. This outspeeds a max speed Toxicroak. And Reckless High Jump Kick hits his team like a freaking truck outside of the Granbull. Claydol could take a hit or two rather well, but does not want to take a knockoff, whereas Granbull can easily take Poison Jab with 35%, I think. I think it does 32 to 38. So High Jump Kick just nukes his team. Obviously it bites into Zam after I kill something, but that's fine, because I have a switch into Zam, kind of. High Jump Kick, just as a nuke, knockoff to hit the Claydol, if he decides to bring that, and knockoff just in general, because it's a good move. Poison Jab for the Granbull, and Rapid Spin to keep webs away. Bringing this thing in on the Registeel is probably my best way to get rid of hazards. I don't see many other ways to reliably get rid of hazards, because he can attack me while I'm trying to Rapid Spin and do a lot. So hopefully I can bring this in on the Registeel and get rid of webs if he decided to bring that. I explained the EVs, just outspeed Toxicroak and just throw the rest in defense, and then 29 HP IVs so that Life Orb does the minimum. So, let's keep going. The mon that this team is built around, Scarf Hydreigon. Scarf Hydreigon, if I weaken his stuff, if I get rid of certain things, is just going to be able to come in and clean. He does not have very good antics to Hydreigon. I mean, he does have a Granbull, but that does not have reliable recovery. He has a Registeel, does not have reliable recovery. It does outspeed and max speed Curum and Drapion, so I can beat them in a Choice Guard battle. The only thing that can outspeed me on his entire team, even with webs up, is a Choice Guard Galvantula, which is weak. Bug Buzz ain't killing me from full. So no matter what, Hydreigon's gonna be the fastest thing on the field, which is nice. Except for Scarf Garvantula, but again, I don't expect him to bring that. Dark Pulse as my cleaner move. This is also takes down Alakazam, which is nice. Draco as just a nuke move. Earth Power, because if you haven't noticed already, his team is severely weak to ground type. His resist is Claydol. which is this is Clay Doll and Brightling. That's it. Everything else is weak or neutral. And that also lets me hit Drapion and Registeel harder without having to go for... Yeah, that's my hardest way to hit those two without having to Draco them. Or Draco Drapion. And then Registeel just takes every hit. So that, Hydreigon might be the mon I switch into Bloom Doom. It might be Skarmory. I don't want it to be Skarmory, but it's probably going to be Hydreigon because I can take any hit other than an HP Ice. And I don't know how well I take an HP Ice. If it's not Specs, I know I live one, so that's nice. I don't know how I'm going to be playing this early game. I might just be clicking U-turn, but I also might be clicking Dark Pulse to weaken the threats. We'll see how it goes in the game. We'll see what he brings. So moving on, we have a Skarmory, Fizdef, Walls, Physical Toxicroak pretty well. Takes on the Breloom pretty well. Not the best, but pretty well. Takes on, if he's a fully defensive Gramble, then I can take him on really well. I'm not too scared about Fire Punches. I really handled the Drapion, and I really handled a Cursed Registeel, which is really nice. Being able to Whirlwind that thing out. This is my way to beat Cursed Registeel, just Whirlwind and get it on spikes, and make sure that it's not boosted. If it's 1v1, if it's like comes down to just Registeel, it's not. I can hard switch into Hitmonlee if I know it's cursed, and just start high jump kicking it and blowing it away. So that's my way to handle that. I have enough Spadef so that a timid Mega Alakazam cannot 2KO me with Shadow Ball. And then just maximize defense so I can take on Toxicroak as best as possible, because I think it's a threat. We have this Sylveon, enough speed to just avoid being speed crept, because I don't really want Gramble speed creeping me and hitting me with a big play rough. So this is also here for initiative, in case I feel it's necessary to get initiative. This is also my switch into Mega Alakazam. Mega Alakazam cannot 2KO me without Flash Cannon, which is why I kind of expect him to bring it, but also, he might not, which would be cool. I can take 2 Psychics, I can take 2 Psyshocks. I am bulky enough to take on Galvantula, and I do 2-hit KO, even a max HP Galvantula, with Hyper Voice. So, there's that. So he can't just sit there and beat me 1v1. I can lead with this against Galvantula and Hyper Voice twice, and he can't beat me. And if he does weaken me severely to like 20%, that means he didn't get up webs. Or he crit parry me. Which is going to happen, but that's beside the point. I like having Baton Pass just so I can come in, if something dies or something, I come in against, let's say, the Breloom, and he wants to go to Registeel, I can just click Baton Pass and go into Hitmonlee or Dictrio and just take it down. Speaking of Dictrio murks him. He does not have reliable ways to beat Dictrio other than Shed Shell. Earthquake, Aerial Ace, Night Slash, Sucker Punch. I did put Sucker Punch on there. Look at me. Yay! I thought I was going to change something. Something else. Maybe Skarmory. No, okay. So, Dictrio kinda destroys him. I can trap Drapion and Earthquake it. I can trap the Registeel and do 52% to a specially defensive variant. But with Ground EMZ, it is almost a guaranteed OHKO. I'll just scout a set, get a bit of chip damage, and if I get that thing on there and it's not Shed Shell, goodbye. It is gone. Tectonic Rage will destroy his soul. Aerial Ace, if I don't think he's Mach Punch Breloom, or I think he's not Life Orb, I will use this. The HP EVs are really nice because after Rocks I can take 2 Seismic Tosses, which is nice. And I can also take a non-Life Orb boosted Adamant Mach Punch from a Breloom. If it's Technician. If it's Poison Heal, God bless. Aerial Ace, goodbye. Goodbye, 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 goodbye. Night Slash is so I don't get laughed at by Mega Alakazam. And Sucker Punch is in case I find out that he's 4 attacks and he's trapped. I can Sucker Punch it and do a ton of damage, and I think OHKO it. Duck Trio plus Hydreigon is my big win con. It murks him. I'm only at 20 minutes. I'm really tired, and I'm leaving him waiting. So this is going to be a short one. That's the team. I don't have Stealth Rocks because I don't want it. Stealth Rocks would be kind of cool, but Spikes just hurt him a lot. Sparks hurt him really bad because he doesn't have good ground resist other than Claydol. And I couldn't really fit Stealth Rock on here. I mean, I could put it on Dugtrio, but I'd rather have Spikes. So with that, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to go fight him, and we're going to see you tomorrow. Hope you guys have a good day. Peace. Let's try that again.